the new Model 3 looks, feels, and drives like a new car. One that keeps what owners loved about the old one and improves what they didn't. Based on that reaction, it's very clear that the Tesla team listened to customers, and they improved an already great vehicle and made it even better.
Right, I'm just going to pull into this little area to show you a little known feature on this new Model 3. So let's say I park up against this wall, right? This car will actually select reverse or drive for me, depending on your surroundings. You don't have to do it, the car does it. So you get in, shut the door, put your seatbelt on, and instantly the car knows I've got a reverse. So I just tap the brake pedal, it goes into reverse, and now I accelerate, and it goes backwards. How cool is that? Let's see if it works the other way around. So I'll go into drive, and I'll reverse up against the exact same wall, and in theory, it should know that there's something behind me, and the gear that it selects should be drive instead of reverse. So, all right, there's a wall behind me. I put it into park, seatbelt off, door open, door shut. I've just got in, tap the brake. I'm gonna accelerate. Will it go forward? Yeah. Very clever, isn't it? It knows your surroundings and will automatically select forward or reverse as necessary.
When it comes to a comparison of the old Model 3's rear seats to the new Model 3's rear seats, describing the old seats, the author wrote, quote, "Sit in the old Model 3's rear seat and we'll hope you fit. The roomy area is let down by the awkward cushion and backrest positioning, with the former too low." When it comes to the new Model 3, the author wrote, quote, "The new Model 3's rear seat area is now vastly more comfortable to sit in, the cushion is a little deeper and sits higher off the floor, while a more raked backrest helps offset that new height to keep the headroom acceptable."
Another detail that I noticed here, when you go to the seats, you have the heated option, you can move the front seat. You can see that. So that's a nice option for the passengers that I didn't notice at first. And there's a speaker here now. On the top, that's a speaker. So you now have 17 speakers, you have these hooks. So on the other one, you have the touch LED lights. So inside is now leather, it's not rubber anymore, it's nice and soft. But still, there's no emergency opening in the back. There is emergency opening here. So you have to pull this one. There's even a light here for the bottom. So you have to pull this yellow tab, and then that's the emergency release for the back door. Now, if something happens and people are panicking, I don't think they're gonna open this. They're not even gonna find this out. But if you stay calm, and then you might figure it out.
Referring to the old doors, the author wrote, quote, "Slam the old 3's doors and you'll cringe through a crashy, hollow sound." However, with the new Model 3, the author wrote, quote, "The new 3's doors, front and rear, shut with a solid-sounding woof, befitting a premium sedan that effectively plays in the same sandbox, price-wise, as a BMW 3 Series and Mercedes C-Class." I'm guessing that one of the reasons for the better sound when you shut the door has to do with more insulation in the door, because Tesla apparently did some things beyond the acoustic glass to make the cabin quieter, and that soundproofing very likely makes that door sound better when you're shutting it.
We open up, as we saw in the other model, they've added here textile, so this helps to dampen the sound. Same here, so you can probably replace this and this on your 2021 Model 3 or earlier version.
The power trunk has now 2 actuators, one for each arm, instead of one actuator lifting the entire trunk. This change likely ensures smoother and more consistent trunk operation. The front trunk area has been slightly extended, providing a bit more storage space. Additionally, the windshield wiper fluid intake has been repositioned closer to the tip of the car.
I'm going to explain why I've got the hazard lights on, because the light situation on this car is quite interesting. These lights are actually all connected to the boot lid. So when you open them, look, the lights actually disappear, which is perhaps not the safest thing in the world. But these lower lights, that's where your hazard lights and indicators will live if your boot is open. So if you've got an IKEA wardrobe in the back of the car, or you've broken down on the hard shoulder.
At the rear, a lot has also changed, and I think that was the more important part, because the Model 3 already looked quite old-fashioned in the lower area, and with this new hinted diffuser, the vehicle looks much more muscular and mature.
The one really cool thing that I like about the steering wheel is that it has this camera button on it, easily accessible. You push that and suddenly you get the rear facing camera and the two side facing cameras on the car, and that's really useful when you're trying to maneuver in town or you're trying to parallel park to know exactly where the curb is. That is quite a nice touch.